What was it about this role that intrigued you?
It intrigued me and fascinated me and made me very excited that it was a script that, like nothing I've read before.
Had you seen The Matador? Or
I have seen The Matador way back. And of course, I remember the film, but I didn't have Richard Shepard's name very present. And he was very kind to invite me to this adventure. And when he invited me to be a part of the project, I thought it was a fantastic opportunity to explore many different things. And the fact that Jude Law was going to play Dom Hemingway, that was a big asset, a big plus.
Now Jude is so in your face a lot of the time. As an actor, was it hard to not just sort of step back? Because obviously Mr. Fontaine is supposed to be sort of very reserved.
I'm glad Mr. Anatolievich Fontanov was, supposed to be this powerful man, so I could be, standing there without breaking down. It's overwhelming. It's that happens with great actors. They have this power. This it's like a force of nature that overcomes everything. And it was really fantastic to have that ping pong kind of game with him and Richard Grant. And of course, Madelina Guinea and Kerry Condon, because you need that from your fellow actors in order for you to play better, and the level of your game grows a lot when you have a good actor in front of you.
Great. Now, was it interesting to play such a reserved kind of guy, but a guy who was really powerful, and at any minute he could just totally ruin you?
It's a lot of fun, playing, because I play vulnerable characters some of the times, and when you step into this power type of territory, it's very interesting because it allows you to do less. It allows you to play subtle too.
Yeah. Now, you obviously were a big star in Mexico, and with A Better Life, your career, you've started doing more and more stuff in the States. And this film was obviously filmed in England, and your part, I believe, was in the south of France.
That's correct.
How is it different working in, say, a big Hollywood film to a film back home?
Most of my life I worked in independent films. If you call an independent film a low-budget kind of film. Right. If you think about the fact that independent films in the U.S. are $10 million films, we can make 10 films with that money.
Right.
But basically, movie making is the same anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that changes, it varies a lot, is the budget.
Yeah.
And that has to do with, how many more weeks can you make your film, with, or if it's going to be a shorter kind of shooting, or probably there's a big difference between, one trailer versus another. But it's pretty much the same.
Well, I interviewed Chris Weitz a few years ago when Better Life came out, and he said that he first noticed you in Shay.
Yep.
But what was that experience like, getting involved with that movie and being able to do that film?
Well, God bless Chris Weitz's heart, because that's what we actors hope for.
Mm-hmm.
That someone would have the eye to see you playing some other type of character.
Right.
I don't see any resemblance between Fidel Castro and Carlos Galindo from A Better Life.
Right.
Those two human beings are so different. And the fact that Chris Weitz thought that the same actor could play a complete different type of role, it's a blessing. You know, you don't find that very often.
Now, as an actor, how gratifying was it that you got the Oscar nomination for Best Actor?
I think we were all happy that our film got that attention, because our film, being a very small film, quote unquote, a film that didn't do good at the box office. It did great afterwards, you know, on DVD and video on demand and this and that, and on Netflix and iTunes and all that, airplanes. It was. I think it was a reward for all of us who made the film that we got that attention, because I personally believe that we deserved a lot more attention than that, because Javier Aguirre Garcia Roe's work, you know, the photography is fantastic, and the writing is incredible, the story is fantastic, and let alone, you know, Chris Weitz's direction, and of course Alexandre Desplat music, and we had, you know, like it's a really, really good film, and but it was incredible that we got that, and of course, you know, you never think about it. You never wake up in the morning going to set to shoot a film thinking, oh, I'm going to win an Oscar or I'm going to have a nomination. Or that comes after that, you know, and that's totally out of your hands. And you only hope that you're going to make the best film possible, and everything else is secondary.
Now, I also love the first season of The Bridge. What was that like to do?
Thank you.
How did you get involved with that?
We just began shooting the second season last week, and you see, again, for example, that when they called me to shoot the pilot, people were already crossing fingers for, you know, for the show to be picked up and do a first series and a first season, and I was only thinking about making that pilot. So for me, everything had to do with those 30 days that we shot the pilot for, and then when they ordered the season, I was really, really happy, and people were already thinking about a second season, and I was only thinking about those 13 episodes. For me, that was that.
Right.
And right now we have this second season, so I go step by step. You know, I never expect anything else than that, and I worked really, really hard to make that day really good, and we were all happy because the numbers were really good, but not only the numbers, but the reaction of all kinds of audiences, you know, in Mexico and many other parts of the world have been tremendous, and very, very inspiring, you know, because we're all very happy and inspired by everyone's reaction to the show. And now there's a new challenge, because we won't tell the story based on anything like the first season. This is, everything is from scratch and from zero, and we will begin telling all these new stories that happen in the border of El Paso and Ciudad Juarez. And there are some great stories, you know, coming up. So I'm really, really grateful and honored to be a part of that cast.
Last year you also did The Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. Was it fun to do a more comic role? Would you like to do more comedy?
It was fantastic. You know, I'm a clown. I'm always joking around. So yeah, and it was great. It was great working with most of my scenes were with Sandra.
Right.
And I got the invitation by Paul Feig to be a part of the project. And I thought, well, if all this is happening because of that nomination, well, yeah, let's get another nomination. 3, 4, 16 more.
Mr. Fontaine.
You hunt, Doc.
Only use a gun to hold up a place, or threaten someone, or rob them, or pistol whip them, or scare them. But no hunting.